just realized that I have been teaching you how to make these journals, and I have not ventured down the path of showing you or explaining to you writing boards. So I thought I'd do a short video today and explain myself. So here we go. So this whole time, hopefully you have been adding to your journals and adding all the bits and bobs and pockets and textures and whatever that you want to add to your journals. But what I like to do in my journals is actually write in my journals. So when it comes to writing, it's easiest to have a flat something or other on the other side of your page in order to write and not have it catch on something. So that's why I make writing boards. And I can't believe I haven't mentioned it before now. Anyway, so I've been showing the writing board that I made for this video, but I just never told you what it was or how I made it. So let's do that today. First off, I'm going to show you some fails because this wasn't easy to figure out. There's other YouTube videos, I'm sure, out there that explain this. I'm sure I learned from one of them. If my memory is not failing me, I'm pretty sure it was from Pam from the Paper Outpost, but I can't be positive. Anyway, I think this is my very first one. And can you see the problems with this writing board? Yeah. So the point of a writing board, the only point of a writing board, I should say, is to make sure you have a flat surface to write on. You know, when you're writing something and you have that, you come across something beneath it and you have kind of like that catch in your pen or your pencil. It's because there's another piece of paper under it, or some lace or something. Anyway, this is not a good example of a writing board. This was my first one and I thought, oh, I'll make it pretty. And then I started using it and I'm like, oh, this so defeats the purpose of a writing board. So I had glued that on this side and lace and this. This isn't so bad because you're not going to be using, it's a little bad because it's kind of a little far in to the page, the writing board surface, but this is terrible. So anyway, bad example. So then, let's see, this was my next one, and I thought, well, I want something more interesting than just a plain background. So I tried pasting some Van Gogh art on it, and that was better, but it didn't really work out so well either, because there's this lip right here. Yeah, so that was better, but I just resolved to use this edge, or this side, I'm sorry. And then I used this one, and same thing, I just used this side because at the time, this is my kitty cat, Garth, and I think at this time I had just lost him, so, and then after I was done using it, I made it into, a thing to hang on my bulletin board, so, okay, so there's that. I made this one, or partly made this one, and then decided the width wasn't really ideal for the size of my pages. So let's see here. Let's look back here. And it works, especially if you don't want it sticking out at all. It works. I can't say that it won't work. But I just felt like it was a little on the thin side. So I scrapped that one, put that in my bin, and thought I'd just use it as an example of what I don't prefer. So let's move those on the way. These are 3 that I made, and I was trying to perfect my process here. And I had an art book that I had cut out these beautiful pieces of artwork. And then on the other side, I was just doing some plain pieces of paper. And these work really well. This one you can see is a little wrinkly. I didn't quite get the glue down right. But anyway, so those are some examples. So this is the one I'm using now. And yeah, there's little bubbles to this one too, but I don't really mind the bubbles. It doesn't hinder its use. And if I really want those bubbles out, then I need to take better care smoothing out the glue, I think that was my problem. So, but here's what I do. I bought some of this kind of like it's chipboard or cardboard, and I bought it to the exact size that I want it because it's hard to find. Like, you can do a cardboard box, a cereal box, maybe the box of like some type of cracker might work too, and get the same type of thickness. But I just wanted something that was pre-cut and done for me. So I'm using this. And then it doesn't seem very thick or sturdy, but once you put glue on this side and a sheet of beautiful paper on this side, and then you put glue on this side and another sheet of beautiful paper, with all those layers, it adds up to a pretty substantial piece of paper, and it's not as bendy as if you're just going to use this. So here's my process. So easy peasy. I find a piece of artwork that I want to use on one side and a piece of paper. You can use music sheets. This is from an old ledger from the early 1900s that I thought was beautiful, and September 9th is my birth date, so I took that page from that ledger. Must have been 1918, I think that's right. Anyway, so it's a really old piece of paper, and I thought the age was just beautiful. You can use anything really. If you want, you could use 2 images on each side, and then an image on each side. But the only thing you really need to do is make sure it's bigger than this piece of cardboard. So these are 6 by 9, I believe. Yes. So you just need sheets of paper that are bigger than 6 by 9. Okay, I'm going to find mine, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found what I want to use. I'm going to use an old page out of the Sears Roebuck catalog from 1900 something, 1908 maybe. I'm going to use that. And then I have this old camp calendar. So I'm going to use a picture out of this kitty cat calendar as my other side. Oh gosh, look at that. Okay, so Too cute. What am I going to use? I really like this milk one. This one in the milk jug. Sleeping. Alright, so we'll set these others aside. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to just go for it. So I want this title to show a little bit. So I'm going to line it up with the top and then basically just let the the gods guide me as to what gets cut off and what stays. So we're going to put on a whole bunch of glue. Hope that's enough. I think those bubbles that I have on my paper can also, you can help get those out by smoothing it better with a, a bone folder or something like that too. I'm really not going to worry too much. If you have a suggestion on how to make sure you don't get those bubbles, by all means, comment on this video and give me your ideas. To me, it doesn't really matter that much if my personal writing boards, excuse me, have those bubbles or not. It doesn't bother me. But I'm sure there's people out there that it would bother. So if you want to add your comments to this video and your suggestions, I will highly appreciate your input. Okay, so let's just stick this down. And I'm not going to be too particular about it. But I'm going to have to see where the edge is. So we're going to do something like that. Is it going to be crooked? Yeah, maybe. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be. But let's see. Let's see what happens. I tried. Oh gosh, that's almost perfect. Imagine that. Okay, so we're going to smooth this out really good. Oh man, look what I just did. Ugh. Maybe I should wait till the glue dries. I'll be more gentle. You know what? I'm going to continue anyway because I don't recall ever using that part of my writing board to write on. I might want to put this back on there though. So let's see. That's a big heap of stuff under there. Yeah. Let's just get rid of this. Okay. So there we have it. Okay. Let me get this off my fingers a little bit. All right, now I'm going to take my X-Acto and a ruler, and I am going to carefully, because this paper is somewhat delicate, be very gentle when I cut this out. Oh, look at that. Gosh, I am all kinds of a mess today. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Let's cut this side. And I don't know if you can actually see the top here, but I do have a little bit of paper overlapping it a little bit. So I am going to trim that off too. There. Okay. So, all right. That side is complete. Now, the other side, I want this little kitty cat. So, I am going to, let's see, maybe make a measurement to keep it, because it's much easier to, like, let's say I want it right here. Yeah. So that way we'll know it's in like a little milk thing and it's down far enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut along this edge right here. And just notice the sun shining in there. My desk is right next to my windows, which I absolutely love. Getting the natural light, but sometimes it's a little, well, anyway. Okay, so now I am going to finish off these top corners here. And I'm just going to cut this corner out. Cut this corner out. And the reason why I'm doing this is so I can line it up perfectly on this side when I'm gluing it down. So this does a couple of things. It helps me know where I need to put my glue. Helps me know on the edges where my glue needs to be. And I get it placed where I want it to be placed. So when I'm done gluing and I flip it over, it's glued on nicely. right, I think that's all the glue I'll be needing at this point. So let's do this. Let's get this spread out relatively evenly. And then I am just going to stick this right on down. Okay. And that is just about it. All right, I'm going to wait for this to dry just a little bit, and then I'm going to cut it out or trim it. And then the next two things that I'm going to do is I'm going to add some gold paint. You can kind of see it here to my edges, and that kind of fills the gaps between the paper and the cardboard. So I'm going to do that on all 4 edges. And you don't really need to go all the way to the corners because I'm going to add these corner pieces. So, and you can see I kind of flubbed a little bit. That's okay. Adds character. So that's the next step, is waiting for it to dry, and then painting the edges gold, and then adding these little corner things. So there you have it. And then you have your writing surface, nice and smooth. So here you have it. My finished product. On one side, I got my cute little kitty. I have my book corners on my corners, and my 1908 sheet of paper on the back. And it'll work like a charm. Let's see. Well, it should work like a charm. Perfect. So there you go. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.